Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we are talking about the one and only, you guessed it, Turbo Toad token. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you know me, I'm super high on this crypto, and I still believe, you know, that Turbo is going to do something well. I want to show you guys something, right? I want to invert this scale. Now, this looks funny. This really, really does, but it gives you actually a really good picture of how Turbo is going to be over the next few months and what you should really be expecting. Look, ladies and gentlemen, right? It looks a little bit funny, but everything actually makes really, really nice sense, right? For example, if we go on the 3 month, right, we know that the bottoms are somewhere over here, and this would be a higher bottom. The reason why I say it's a bottom, even though it looks like a top, is because once again, it is reversed, right? But look, right, it looks good on the 3 month. If we reverse it again, on the monthly, things are looking good. It's the same thing here, right? This point is lower, and then we expect pushes. We expect pushes. You know, some people see the charts better when it is normal. Some people need to reverse it. And, maybe this guy gives you a little bit of clarity, but for me, this looks like it just wants to drop. And of course, in this context, drop means you guessed it, pump. So, it's just an interesting way to see things. Some investors and traders I personally know also look at the markets this way sometimes. They flip it. And we can see, ladies and gentlemen, right? If this was reversed, I'd be telling you, wow, this thing looks like it's about to dump and sell off, right? We are looking very, very weak. It looks like it's about to sell off. But luckily for us, if we reverse it, this looks like it is about to burst out, ladies and gentlemen, which is what I'm, going to talk about today. I believe most likely next week is going to be our big week where we really, really get strong momentum. Okay. We talked about it before, but just in case you guys missed it, ZBEC had something very, very similar where we had a bottom, we had a very weak selling candle, and the next 2 weeks were really, really good and solid. Why? Because there is a bottom and then there was a higher bottom, showing that there's less and less selling pressure, and then eventually buying took over. So I expect the same thing, right? If let's say Turbo's weekly candle ends like this, that means there's almost no selling pressure. Any selling pressure that was in this current week is just practically got destroyed, right? To put into simple terms, it practically got destroyed. And if there's almost no selling pressure and the momentum is flipping, well, what's next? Buying pressure. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I truly, truly do believe I make these videos for educational and entertainment purposes, but I really do believe if you're looking to buy Turbo, this week is most likely going to be the final week where you're going to be able to get a decent price in, right? The days of going back down to point 0.3, you know, the 1.5, we're never going back down there again, but, you know, are over, right? The markets are speeding up. Everything's going crazy. Bitcoin today, had its highest daily candle close, right? At boom, 123,000 people, right? Bitcoin is making moves. The total amount of money in the market is going up. Altcoins are looking to break out of their accumulation zone and start seeing some type of pump. Bitcoin dominance is fighting for its life, but it's still selling off. People, Ethereum is making moves. These are the signs of the beginning of the end times. You understand? This is what we've been waiting for. The momentum shift is maximum a couple weeks away until we start seeing altcoins really flourish for those next, let's just say, let's just say 2.5 to 4.5 months. And then somewhere near the end, those 4 to 6 weeks are going to be insane. I'm talking about insane pumps. Turbo can go from 1 billion market cap to 2 billion market cap in a day. It go from 2 billion market cap to 3 billion market cap in a day. It go from 3 billion market cap to 7 billion market cap in a week. and then it could go from 7 billion market cap to 15 billion market cap in the next 2 weeks. And in the last couple of days, even if we go up 5, 10, 15%, at that point, 5% when we're up at 15 billion market cap is a lot of gains. It's a lot of money for people like us. You understand? Because we got in early. Look, Ethereum is about to contest its highs, right? And I still believe for something like Ethereum, it's going to break out. I believe, the cycle is not close to being done 100%. Well, close a couple months away, yes, but close as in like a month or two, no. But ladies and gentlemen, the signs are here. You right? Turbo, its demand, right? There's a lot of demand. We constantly see these floors, right? These lows consistently rising. I don't believe I don't believe in fluke. I don't believe in luck in the markets. Yeah, of course, a little bit when you get into a certain meme coin, you take a risk. Is it a scam, not a scam? There's a little bit of luck with that. But when something's established, I do not believe in luck. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'll show you an example. This is Jasmine, right? Jasmine, just take a good look at it, right? We clearly see as good as day. We have a bottom, another bottom, this, another bottom, like this. You can see the overall structure, right? We have a similar double top. Now, look at Caspa. It's almost identical. The only big difference is the way the tops look, but the bottoms are near identical. So I believe the markets are rigged. When the markets show, all right, it's time to go up, the signs are there, I believe, okay, the markets are going to go up. That's why I'm saying your time is very limited. Your time is very, very limited, right? We do currently have a little bit of a sell off on the 4 hour. Doesn't necessarily mean too much because like we could just simply, you know, we could hold the line, right? We could hold the line and continue to push up. And even if we don't, right, then there could be the classic manipulation where we go down here, do this, and then like this, right? But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, exciting times are coming up. Get ready. Get ready because these pumps are going to go up to probably zero point 0.8 to 1 cent over the next couple of weeks. We know rate cuts are going to be mid-September, right? Mid-September. So get ready. Trump also says the rate cuts should be at 1, right? We're currently at 4.5. So if they do rate cuts every, you know, when I don't even know how often they can in America. I think they can even do it every 2 months, right? Imagine cutting 0.50 each time, right? A normal rate cut's 0.25 people. They want to do 0.50. I'm telling you, the markets are going to go crazy. Crypto is going to go crazy. Altcoins are going to go crazy. You need to prepare now. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.